This lecture is the first public pronouncement I'm making in preparation for the contest to elect the flag bearer of the MPP. Since I resigned nearly a month ago, I have not made any public utterance, and it's for a good reason. I had to ensure that my arrangements are in place around the country and all that. And now I'm prepared to come out to share my vision with the rest of the party members and the rest of the country. And I've chosen to do that in an academic environment because basically I'll be relying on the youth of this country, the youth, the delegates, MPP delegates, who are at least 75% the youth of this country, to share my vision so that they will be encouraged to vote for me at the appropriate time. Okay. So that's why we chose the location, which is the University of Professional Studies. The vision is based on my experiences of the 6 years managing the agricultural sector and the potential that I see in it to get this country on a trajectory of accelerated economic development. And the key to that is agriculture. I see the potential. And the potential lies in the quality of the farmers that I've been working with for 6 years. You know that for 18 years I was with the International Civil Service, traveling the world, advising governments on agricultural policy and all of that. But at first hand, for 6 years, working with farmers in Ghana, I see a potential. The potential is the little incentives that we're able to offer them through planting for food and jobs. The subsidies on inputs, basically improve seed and fertilizer. They have delivered in a way that sometimes surprises me. The census of agriculture that we conducted in 2018 for the first time in 38 years showed that there are 3.1 million full-time agricultural farmers in this country. And out of that, the Planting for Food and Job Subsidy Program was able to touch 1.7 million of them. So it means that nearly half of the farmers in Ghana didn't benefit. But look at the outstanding results that we have achieved. That countries all over West Africa will be coming to take our surpluses. And if there were no surpluses in Ghana, obviously they wouldn't come here. I mean, there's this incident of 15 articulated trucks which were stopped in Tatale late last year, taking out grains against the new regulation prohibiting export of grains to our neighboring countries. So we've had to take measures to protect our food security after farmers of Ghana have responded very positively to our little incentive of subsidy on these two major items. So apart from the staple food crops, we are talking about new authorities trying to bring in to diversify out of cocoa. Cote d'Ivoire, which is our next door neighbor, with 5 crops, they are able to export something like $7-8 billion every year. Ghana is still stuck with less than 2 billion, with cocoa doing about 1.5 billion, and then the rest doing a few. That is why we brought in the Tree Crop Development Authority, which has the potential to generate something like between 6 to 12 billion US dollars every year from 6 crops that we have selected and targeted. This is a new organization. It's struggling with financing in terms of the initial seed fund, which were recommended by cabinet for only $50 million over 3 years. As we speak, they are struggling with only $1.3 million disbursed to them. But that is a classic example of why we need to prioritize agriculture and prioritize and target certain specific areas which will be able to let us out of the hands of the clutches of IMF, where we've been 17 times since independence. So agriculture offers something very, very special, and in the medium term, it's not going to be oil, and we've been mining gold for 120 years. Where has it brought us? We are in the clutches of foreigners, and to be able to solve this problem permanently in the long term, I'm saying that public resources into agriculture should focus first on public resources, or generally should be focused as a priority on agriculture first, and that will generate by itself enough money for our industrialization, for our education, for our hospitals, and for our infrastructure.
Okay.